A janitor at Sheffield University was just starting his shift when he stumbled upon something scurrying in the kitchen. It wasn't a rat nor a mouse, but what he discovered sent shivers down his spine. A helpless creature, cruelly stripped of its natural defenses, was barely clinging to life. Want to know what happens next? Stick around and hit that subscribe button to never miss a story. At the Sheffield University of England, a janitor walked into the campus kitchen, only to be confronted with an unusual figure scampering towards him. Initially, he wondered if it was a mouse or maybe a rat, but soon he identified that something was seriously amiss. The animal, a hedgehog, had been maliciously denuded of all his spines and was in desperate need of immediate medical attention. It was a pitiful sight. The tiny creature was then transferred to the Cawthorne Hedgehog Sanctuary, located in South Yorkshire. Here, he came under the compassionate care of Anita and Alan Broadhead. Upon being christened as Frankie, they endeavored to ascertain the severity of his mistreatment. Frankie, predictably, was wrought with trauma from his horrendous experiences, retreating into his protective shell, refusing to uncurl. Adding to his distress, he was also dealing with a ringworm infection. As the university ascertained the circumstances leading to the incident, Anita had some stern words for the culprits. Reflect, she urged them, on your feelings if you were to be violated and rendered defenseless, bereft of any means of protection. Her statement carried a strong argument. The helpless creature was completely incapable of protecting itself against its tormentors. While Frankie's tormentors had not been identified yet, it was hoped that Anita's potent message would ring a bell, discouraging any future cruelty towards other animals. That said, Frankie was finally protected from those who had so callously violated him, and the trajectory of his life could only improve from this point. However, his return to the wild would require some more time, as he needed to fully recover. The regrowth of his spikes was not an overnight process. The particular quills of a hedgehog pose a more complex challenge than a porcupine's when it comes to regeneration. Meanwhile, Frankie was fortunate to be in capable and caring hands during his healing phase. Regardless of the grievous violation he had suffered, he must now be feeling grateful to be nurtured by individuals who emphatically cared about his well-being. Surely it is widely known that hedgehogs pose no threat to humans. Undeniably, as this narrative reveals, we pose a greater risk to these creatures than they ever could to us. A case in point, numerous wild hedgehogs meet an unfortunate end due to fast-moving vehicles. Granted that hedgehogs may not be the typical choice for a household pet, since they're not exactly the ideal snuggle buddy, their charm is undeniable. Who could bear to inflict harm on such an endearing little animal? It is our sincere hope that Frankie recuperates completely and the individuals responsible for this act are apprehended. No living creature should be subjected to such torment.